Day 8 of our Japan and Korea cruise, and today we are in Nagasaki, Japan. This ended up being such an interesting day because Nagasaki gave us a little bit of everything. An incredibly important look at history, beautiful scenery, amazing views over the city, a little shopping, and then a surprisingly busy night back on board. So let's go explore Nagasaki. Of course, you really can't visit Nagasaki without acknowledging its history. On August 9, 1945, Nagasaki became the second city in the world to experience an atomic bombing. We visited the area dedicated to remembering the victims and promoting peace, and this was definitely the most sobering part of our day. There are monuments and memorials throughout the area, and honestly, this is one of those places where I don't think you need to say too much. You really just need to take it in. We all learn about this in history books, but standing here and seeing these places in person gives you a completely different perspective. From the Peace Park, we continue to the Atomic Bomb Museum, and this was probably the most difficult part of the day emotionally. The museum walks you through what happened before, during, and after the bombing, using photographs, personal belongings, artifacts, and stories from the people who lived it. You see objects that survived the explosion, images of the destruction, and exhibits showing just how much the city was changed in a matter of seconds. There's also a replica of the atomic bomb itself, along with exhibits explaining the development of nuclear weapons and what happened here on August 9, 1945. One thing that really stayed with me was seeing the personal side of the story. It's one thing to know the numbers and dates. It's another thing entirely to see belongings, photographs, and stories connected to actual people and families. The museum also focuses heavily on the message of peace and the hope that something like this never happens again. I'm really glad we visited. It wasn't an easy experience, and it was also extremely crowded that day, but I do think it's an important part of understanding Nagasaki. As we continue through Nagasaki, one thing that really stood out to me was just how beautiful the city itself is. It's built around this huge natural harbor with mountains rising up all around it. And our next stop probably gives us the best view of all. We headed up to Mount Inasa, and once we got to the top, wow, look at this. You get this huge panoramic view over Nagasaki, the city, the harbor, the mountains, and all those islands out in the distance. And then we spotted something very familiar, our cruise ship. There she is, looking absolutely tiny from all the way up here. I love getting these kinds of views when we're cruising because you can really see the geography of the place you're visiting. And of course, we needed pictures. Lots and lots of pictures. We seriously could have not asked for a better day either. Blue skies, green mountains, and that gorgeous harbor. It was definitely one of my favorite scenic stops of the cruise. There were also a few fun things to see around the observation area. After a full day exploring Nagasaki, it was time to head back on board. We made reservations in one of the specialty restaurants. We went to Sushi on 5 for dinner, and I'm not going to get into that too far because I did an entire separate review. Let's just say it was not my favorite meal. I have thoughts, lots of thoughts, so you'll have to watch that review for the whole story. After dinner, things definitely picked up because we headed to the theater to see a rock violinist. And this was fun. Definitely not your traditional violin concert. A full band, tons of energy, rock music, huge lightning effects, and at one point we even had Pokemon playing on the giant screen behind him. I wasn't expecting that on this cruise, but I was completely here for it. One thing I've really enjoyed about this cruise is how different the entertainment has been from night to night. You never really know what you're gonna get. After the show, there was a party up at the pool deck with a live band dancing and everybody dressed in white. You can spend all day sightseeing, come back absolutely exhausted, and somehow there is still something happening on the ship. After the kind of day we had in Nagasaki, this is a fun way to finish the night.